Hey everybody, welcome back to the Chaotic Little Book Corner. My name's Acacia. Today we're going to be doing top 5 creepiest books in the fall time. These are the 5 books that creep me out the most, and I would love to share them with you. All of these are available in paperback. If they're not, one of them is the only one that's only available in hardcover, and it's well worth the hardcover. If you can't find it in paperback, it will be out soon. So let's begin. First, we have Within These Walls by Ania Ahalaborn. This is going to be featured again in the next few months because I will be doing a video talking about cults and different books that have to do with cults as requested by one of my subscribers. So that is coming. This is a story of a writer. Now his name, let's see, was Lucas. Lucas is a true crime writer, and his last few novels have not done too well, and he is starting to really struggle. So he gets in contact with a well-known cult leader and killer, and he agrees to move across the country to live in a specific house to then come to the jail and interview this cult leader. Now, when he gets to this location, the cult leader refuses to meet with him, and he is stuck in this home with his teenage daughter, and things start to get weird. It is very, very clear from the beginning that this house is dark and desperately terrible. It's a terrible home, and we are just diving into this world of hauntings and creepiness, and we do know that there was a sacrifice done by the cult within this home, so it's very exciting. Next, we have The Upstairs Room by Kate Murray Brown, or Brene. I'm gonna go with Brown. This is a book about Eleanor and Richard. Eleanor and Richard are a married couple who have moved into this home that is really not up to par. It needs work and it needs help, but there is something wrong with the house. There is a presence within the home that is causing destruction and chaos within the house. They have a young woman living with them. Zoe. And Zoe is this young girl who's come in to live with them, and she's not really doing much for them or anything like that, but she is giving them rent, so she's helping them pay for this house that was well beyond their means, and they shouldn't have bought it, and it's just too expensive, and something is wrong with it. So we are watching Eleanor slowly spiral out of control and find more and more things getting creepier and creepier within the house, and her trying to convince Richard that they need to leave, but him trying to convince her that it's just a mental health issue that she is having because she is stuck at home. Then this one I couldn't not include. This is The Cabin at the End of the World by Paul Tremblay. I love this book. I think it's fantastic. So this one is the story of a young girl named Winnie, I believe. Wen. And Wen is playing outside with grasshoppers when a man comes up to her and starts to talk to her about these grasshoppers and starts to ask her questions and just kind of chat with her. And she knows she shouldn't be talking to strangers, but she does it anyway. And suddenly the man looks at her and says, "You know what, Wen, nothing that is about to happen is your fault." And suddenly other people are walking up the driveway towards Wen and her family with homemade weapons, and Wen runs inside the house to her 2 dads and says something terrible is happening, and they bar themselves into the home, and these people say, "We need your help to save the end of the world." I love this book. It is gruesome though. If you don't like slice 'em dice 'em kind of stuff, this may not be for you, but if you like that gritty, raw, dark, bloody stuff, it's good. This one I read twice in 1 week, and I need to read it again. This is I'm Thinking of Ending Things by Ian Reid. It takes place in a car for most of it, where a young woman is kind of thinking back on her relationship with this young man, and they are driving to go meet his parents, and she is thinking that she doesn't want to be in this relationship anymore. But she is also getting these really cryptic phone calls on her phone, and they're leaving messages that are somewhat menacing and a little bit disturbing, but never identifying themselves. So she's getting these calls and she's getting these messages, and she and her boyfriend are driving to meet his parents, and not everything is what it seems, and it's just great. I absolutely love this. This one, I think, is my creepiest. I think it is. I think this is the creepiest because this is the one that I saw the end coming the least, and when I finally saw it, I had to go back and reread it just to kind of process what I had just read. And then last but not least, we have The Alienness by Caleb Carr. This one is super, super gruesome as well. This one is about the 1800s. 1896, so almost 1900s, but 1896, New York City, and it is about an alienist, what is now called a psychologist, and a group of his colleagues trying to find a killer who is killing young boys who live on the street. And he is making very gruesome kills and very dark sort of ways of leaving clues, and it's just really, really twisted and odd. You get to read a lot about the psychology of murder and the psychology of a killer, the ideas of what would go into somebody wanting to kill children, pedophilia, things like that. It's really twisted, it's really dark. It's more of a psychological thriller than it is a, what's the word I'm looking for? Horror or mystery. It's just kind of one of those mind benders. I really loved it. I highly recommend it. There is a sequel, and a third one is coming out in 2020, I believe. So I have that on pre-order, and I am very excited to have this series. I really enjoy it. So those are the top 5 creepiest books that I have on my shelf. I hope you guys enjoyed this. This is one of my easiest videos to do, but one of my favorite videos to do is top 5s. So if you guys liked this video, give it a thumbs up. If you loved it, click that subscribe button down below. If you made it to the end of my video, go ahead and comment kitten in the comments down below. And I would like to say thank you to my Patreons. You guys are wonderful. Thank you to my subscribers. You guys are amazing. I love you, and I will talk to you all in my next video. Bye.